Wait a minute. I just found a green pointer on Mike's face.
All
and
right,
I've
it's
got
6
the thing
o'clock.
back again.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm going to start the meeting now. Good evening. I'm going to read information in regards to the open meeting law. This open meeting of the Nantucket Public School Committee is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of the public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely.
Okay, good, they're on.
The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless participation is required by law. This meeting tonight will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Nantucket Public School Committee is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. For Zoom meetings, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Meeting materials. All supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I, the chair, Jen Iller, notes otherwise. Meeting business ground rules. We are now turning to the first item on our agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, the chair, Jen Iller, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. As a preliminary matter, this is Jen Iller, Chair of the Nantucket Public School Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tim Lepre, Vice Chair. Tim Lepre, Vice Chair.
May be muted.
We can see him.
Present.
Thank you. Zona Butler, Secretary. Is she here? Zona Butler. Okay. She's having some computer difficulties. Hopefully she'll be able to join us shortly. Pauline Proch.
Aye, present.
Steve Sordovic.
Present.
Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Michael Kozort, Superintendent.
Present.
Beth Hallett, Deputy Superintendent.
Present.
Logan O'Connor, School Committee Clerk.
Present.
Jen Erickson, Director of Technology.
Present.
Thank you. All right, Jen Iller, Chair, requests a motion to table presentations and discussions of issues of interest to the committee and no comments from the public.
Madam Chair, Sordovic, I move that we table all the items, the presentations in Roman numeral 4.
I
As
pull,
well.
second it.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? May I have a vote to approve the amended agenda?
It has to be a roll call, Madam Chair.
Yes. May I have a roll call vote to approve the amended agenda?
I, Pauline Proch.
Sordovic, yes. Dr. Lepre, you need to turn on your microphone.
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, yes. Moving on to committee discussions and votes to be taken. May I have a vote to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Nantucket Education Association and the Nantucket School Committee agreement that the protocols and procedures will apply to NTA employees and the teacher, teaching assistant, facilities, and educator support personnel units during the current state of emergency issued by Governor Charlie Baker concerning the coronavirus.
Madam Chair, I move to approve that memorandum.
I, Pauline Proch, second.
Thank you. All in favor? Roll call vote.
Zona Butler, yes.
Sordovic, yes.
Pauline Proch, aye.
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, aye. May I have a vote to approve the donation from an anonymous donor to adopt a lunch tray program, second installment of 4 in the amount of $2,500?
Move approval. Lepre,
Zona, second.
All in favor? Roll call vote.
Zona Butler, yes.
Sordovic, yes.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, yes. May I have a vote to approve the donation from Cape Cod 5 Charitable Foundation to Nantucket High School Math Department in the amount of $400?
Sordovic, so moved.
Zona Butler, second.
Roll call, all in agreement?
Zona Butler, yes.
Sordovic, yes.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Tim?
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, yes. May I have a motion to approve March 3rd, 2020 meeting minutes?
Sordovic, so moved.
Zona Butler, second.
All in favor?
Sordovic, yes.
Zona Butler, yes.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, yes. May I request a motion to table the workshop meeting minutes from March 10th, 2020 to the next meeting?
Zona
So
Butler,
moved.
Zona Rebecca, second.
Any discussion? May I have a vote to table the workshop minutes to the next meeting?
Sordovic, yes.
Zona Butler, yes.
All in favor? Roll call vote.
Lepre, yes.
Zona Butler, yes.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Steve?
I thought I did already. Sordovic,
All right.
yes.
Jen Iller, yes. A vote to approve transfers and invoices?
So moved. Sordovic.
Zona
Left.
Butler, second.
All in favor? Roll call.
Zona Butler,
Sordovic, yes.
Okay.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Lepre, yes.
Jen Iller, yes. Thank you. Moving on to the superintendent's report.
Madam Chair, Superintendent Michael Kozort here. I would like to share a statement for our school committee and the community at large, um, addressing some of the things that we are doing in the public schools in this state of emergency. The challenges that the coronavirus COVID-19 is presenting for our world, our country, our Commonwealth, and the community of Nantucket are unprecedented and rapidly evolving. Information is coming in daily and sometimes hourly from the federal government, the governor's office, the Massachusetts Department of Education, and our Nantucket town officials. And the Nantucket Public Schools are responding as best we can. At this point, we know that our in-school operations have been postponed to April 6th, but we fully expect that this may be extended soon to the end of April. We also know that the novelty of school being closed has worn off quickly for both students and their families. The education of our children has been interrupted, and we share your concern for that. We are equally concerned about the impact on our students' physical, social, and emotional well-being. Upon first learning of a 2-week school closing, the administration and faculty in our schools quickly sprang into action to provide learning packets for many grades and digital resources for all students to supplement their learning. Now that we know this closure is more than 2 weeks, our task has changed. We must now raise the expectations of our educators to provide a greater array of learning opportunities as we enter this week and next, and they have already stepped up to meet that challenge. Many teachers have been in touch with students through Google Hangouts and Zoom. For those staff members not familiar with these platforms, we have been using this week to educate them. We have an excellent team of educators collaborating every day to create a solid framework that will provide guidance to staff and families around remote learning expectations if our school closure is extended. There are, of course, many challenges to this effort. Infrastructure is one hurdle, and we have worked hard to get electronic devices into the hands of students that need them. The larger challenge in this new world of remote teaching and learning is to balance how much is too much and how much is too little. Learning at home is a very different prospect than learning in school. To that end, we are all forging a path through this unfamiliar territory of educating children together. As every day goes by, we are learning more about how best to do this. What was sufficient last week, we must build upon next and every week thereafter. I am confident that you will, if you have not already, seen teachers, teaching assistants, counselors, nurses, and many other school personnel reaching out to students and their families to help us all navigate our way through these uncharted waters. I am confident our school community will rally like never before to serve our island's children. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you,
sort of,
Mike.
If I
Yes.
may.
Yes, Steve.
I just want to confirm with Mr. Cosworth, did you say that that information is all on our website right now? Mike, you need your mic.
You are correct, Mr. Sordovic.
Thank you.
We put that up on the website just before this meeting, and we will push that out through our family email database in different languages tomorrow.
Great.
I can confirm it's there.
Thank you. All right, moving on to, moving on to our subcommittee work. Does anyone have anything to report as far as subcommittees?
Just that we as policy met and went through, what, A and B sections?
Yes.
That's
And I think we will probably continue to meet remotely to go through policies.
That works for me.
Thank you. Any other subcommittee, work group updates?
I
Okay,
do not. Pauline Proch.
thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mike. Yes,
Superintendent Michael Kozort speaking. We have suspended negotiations for a brief time, but we expect to re-engage in that in probably 2 weeks. Right now, the business of continuing to educate our children is pretty close to a 24/7 job, but we recognize the need to continue the negotiations, and I have spoken with the leadership of the NTA, and they agree that in perhaps 2 weeks we will start up again.
Thank you, Superintendent Kozort. Moving on to the agenda for our next meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for April 7th. Since we have tabled our presentations and discussions of interest from this meeting, I believe our on the horizon, an agenda for April 7th might change. Mike, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, Superintendent Michael Kozort speaking. We will push some of the reports that we had, the presentations for tonight, to the next meeting. None of them were time sensitive, and I think all of us wanted to be familiar with the platform that we're using tonight. So the district report card, the audit report, and the update on student support services will be for the April 7th meeting. That may push out a few things that are now scheduled for that April 7th meeting, but we will make sure that we can cover as much as possible so that things don't begin to stack up for our meetings. At some point, the school committee may want to discuss having just one April meeting, but I don't think that decision has to be made right now.
Great. Thank you, Superintendent, Mr. Kozort. Does anyone have any other comments before we adjourn?
Yep, Chair Iller, if I may just make a comment. This is Pauline Proch. I just want to take the opportunity just to thank Michael Kozort and Beth Hallett for their extraordinary work that they've been doing over the last several days, putting everything together. I think our administrative team has truly done an outstanding job with their leadership. They've been able to bring on their teachers and their TAs, and as Mike said earlier, the whole team of counselors, nurses, custodians. Our lunch program is up and running for students who qualify, and with, of course, the help of Island Kitchen. So this is a strange and stressful time for all of us, but I really just commend our school district for putting everything together. And we've been able to share some of the programs and learning that's going on in the school and the homes. And it's quite remarkable in such a short period of time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline.
Madam Chair, if I might, Zona
Yes.
Butler. I'd like to also, piggyback on what Pauline said. These are trying times we find ourselves in. So I'd like to say that we're offering prayer. Our church has put the school and the community on the prayer list, of course. And we're offering prayers to the identified cases on the island, as well as all the people that are stepping up and offering help and assistance throughout the community. Our staff, our administration, all of our staff, they're doing a fantastic job. And I know it's stressful for them, not having all the answers, but figuring it out along the way. So we are keeping them in prayer and letting you know that we're very supportive. If you need anything, please reach out to the school committee or anyone you know for help. I think the island is wide open to that, even in these trying times. Thank you.
Thank you, Zona.
And if I may again, Chair Illa, Pauline Proch, I would be remiss in not commenting on the amazing town leadership from our town administrative as well as Nantucket Cottage Hospital in the leadership of Gary Shaw. And I know we all appreciate them helping us make a very difficult decision, which seems a long time ago now, about closing our schools, but we appreciate their support moving forward.
Thank you.
Madam
Any other
Chair, Sordovic,
questions? Yes.
I agree with commending the administration, but I'd like to especially commend the teaching staff. I have gone often and deep into the materials that they're putting on their websites, materials they're making available to their kids via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the like. And they're really going above and beyond the call of duty. I seriously commend them for that.
Thank you, Mr. Sordovic. Jen Iller, Chair here. I will say, as a parent, I'm seeing firsthand the dedication as I watch my 3 kids at home working very diligently on their schoolwork. And I'm so impressed at the outreach that we have seen in our whole, district. I'm seeing it firsthand at home. And I am so proud and grateful for our staff, teachers, administration. Thank you. Thank you very much for pulling this together.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Dr. Lepre?
I would like to commend the work that I have seen personally between Mike, Beth, and the hospital. I don't think that this cooperation is successful so far. Plan of attack on this involving the whole town would have been possible without the leadership of those 3 people. It's been tremendous. I sit in our meetings every day, and I see what's going on. I see what's the coordination with the school. It's really very exciting to see.
Thank you, Dr. Lepre. All right, if there are no other questions or comments, I would like to remind everyone to keep their social distance, stay safe, and we're thinking of you and with great appreciation and respect for all you are doing for our students. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Sordovic.
Second, Pauline Proch.
All in favor, roll call?
Sordovic, yes.
Pauline Proch, yes.
Donna Butler, yes.
Tim Lepre, yes.
Prioritize your efforts.